Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON Bhagavati Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paragakacharya Stotar Sata, the Divine Grace Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan ki Vrindavan Dham ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham ki Jagannath Puri Dham ki Ganga Mai ki Yamuna Devi ki Shrimati Tulsi Maharani ki Shri Bhakti Devi ki Harinam Sankirtan ki Priyam Pradanga Shri Prabhupada Bhakti Distribution ki Samveda Bhakti Vrinda ki Go Premanandi. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru Shri Guru. All glories to Shri Guru.
The one with the hole or without the hole? Well, everyone's played the one with the hole.
Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9, chapter 5, text 22. Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasaha Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihayasa Amantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam
Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam
Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yayo Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam
Mataji.
Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam Shri Shuka Uvacha Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yaya Vihaya Samantrya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam
Shri Shri Shukavacha.
Shri Shukavacha.
Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Evam, thus, Sankirtya, glorifying, Rajanam, the king, Durvasaha, the great mystic yogi Durvasa Muni, Paritoshitaha, being satisfied in all respects, Yaya, left that place, Vihayasa, by the spaceways, Amantrya, taking permission, Brahmalokam, to the topmost planet of this universe, Ahaitukam, where there is no dry philosophical speculation. So this is Canto 9, Chapter 5, Text 22 of Srimad Bhagavatam, translation. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued, thus being satisfied in all respects, the great mystic yogi Durvasa took permission and left, continuously glorifying the king. Through the skyways, he went to Brahmaloka, which is devoid of agnostics and dry philosophical speculators. Purport. Although Durvasa Muni went back to Brahmaloka through the spaceways, he did not need an airplane, for great mystic yogis can transport themselves from any planet to any other without any machine. There is a planet named Siddhaloka whose inhabitants can go to any other planet because they naturally have all the perfection of yoga practice. Thus, Durvasa Muni, the great mystic yogi, could go through the skyways to any planet, even to Brahmaloka. In Brahmaloka, everyone is self-realized, and thus there is no need of philosophical speculation to come to the conclusion of the absolute truth. Durvasa Muni's purpose in going to Brahmaloka was apparently to speak to the residents of Brahmaloka about how powerful a devotee is and how a devotee can surpass every living entity within this material world. The so-called jnanis and yogis cannot compare to a devotee. Sri Shukavacha, Evam Sankirtya Rajanam Durvasa Paritoshitaha Yayau Vihaya Samantriya Brahmalokam Ahaitukam. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued, thus being satisfied in all respects, the great mystic yogi Durvasa took permission and left, continuously glorifying the king. Through the skyways, he went to Brahmaloka, which is devoid of agnostics and dry philosophical speculators. So in previous verses, Durvasa Muni is saying that, expressing his realization, how great Ambarish Maharaj is. He said that at first I thought of you as an ordinary human being and accepted your hospitality, but later I could understand by my own intelligence that you are the most exalted devotee of the Lord. Therefore, simply by seeing you, touching your feet and talking with you, I have been pleased and have become obliged to you. So the Rasa is expressing here his appreciation from Ambarish Maharaj. And it says here he is satisfied in all respects. The word here is paritoshitaha. It means being satisfied in all respects. Now this word may be important for us in Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Yoga. We learn to be satisfied in all respects. In the material world, if you ask any person, any conditioned soul, how are you doing? And is anything missing? Then they will say, yes, something is missing. Can I have some more of this? This is too far away. Here, thank you. So if you ask anyone, how are you doing? Is anything missing? They will say, yes, something is missing. Oh, there is always something missing. Conditioned souls are never satisfied. But a person who is self-realized or who has association of devotees, that person is satisfied in all respects. And also Srila Prabhupada was teaching us that learn to be satisfied with small things, with simple things, like with simple food, if there is no fancy food, with a place of residence that you get. Sometimes you get very fancy place of residence, very opulent, and then you get sometimes very simple, very austere place of residence. But you are grateful to the Lord, you are satisfied, and you know that your source of happiness is devotional service. And sometimes the conditions are not perfect for devotional service, they are not comfortable, but you still don't want to stop your devotional service. So sometimes I ask devotees, how are you doing? Are you satisfied in Krishna consciousness? And they say, yes, but. And then they say, oh, this is missing, that is missing. Husband is missing, wife is missing, money is missing. Going to India 3 times a year is missing. My home is too small. Devotees don't appreciate me. So many things are missing. And then when you ask some other devotees, how are you doing? They say, better than I deserve. So that's kind of opposite. So he's grateful, very grateful for what he or she has, and they say, better than I deserve. So here the rasa is fully satisfied. So if somebody asks you, are you fully satisfied in Krishna consciousness, you just say yes, even if it's not 100% true. So I'm not teaching you to lie, but you just preach to yourself to be grateful for what you have in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada has expressed his gratitude so many times. He says, Krishna has sent me your American boys and girls, but not only American, also European. And you helping me in my mission. And in his letters, if you read his letters, you will see how grateful he was. So it is said that the devotee is Atmarama, he is self-satisfied or satisfied in himself. But if one is grateful, he can be satisfied. Happiness gladly enters grateful heart. Happiness doesn't enter ungrateful heart. So it's an illusion that something is lacking, actually. This universe is a universe of abundance. Everything is there in abundance, in excess. Not only in abundance, in excess. There is always extra, there is always plus. But we don't see it. Yeah, I have seen many times in my life that I don't see what is there. And maybe you have this experience, but because I teach this, then I become very aware in my own life about this thing, that we don't see what we have and we don't appreciate it. So once I came to Ljubljana temple in Slovenia. It was late night. I had a trip from somewhere, I forgot from where. And the devotee who picked me up, he brought me to an amazing room. It's a big room for the gurus. It's maybe the best room in the temple. And then there was a bed, and it was winter. It was very cold, and in that room it was also cold. It's a big room. It's very hard to heat it. So I look at the bed, and there was very thin blanket, and there was one heater which is, if you turn it on, then it's very much light. There is so much light, so you cannot sleep with this heater on. And I was thinking, but I'm going to freeze here. It's winter. Why devotees just left me this one thin blanket? So I put a heater just near the bed, maybe 30 centimeters, because the more near it is, the warmer it will be. And squeezed myself under the blanket, try to keep warm. And turn on the other side so the light is not into my eyes, and try to sleep. And I was sleeping. And I was disturbed that I'm freezing, and I couldn't wake up anybody because it was late. I wouldn't go and wake up devotees to ask them for blankets. And then I was thinking, actually I forgot what I'm teaching in seminars about abundance, that everything is there. I forgot that at that moment. But in the morning I remembered that. And then I was thinking, okay, let me see actually around this room. And how you say, lo and behold, there was 2 sofas, and sofas were covered with very nice blankets. and at the box just next to my bed, there was very, very thick blanket. It's very warm, super blanket, which could heat even a bear, or I don't know. And I see, yes, this is what I'm teaching in my seminars, that everything is there, but you don't see it because you are criticizing, you are negative. And you don't see what God has given you and devotees have given you. And, this is because your mind is blocked by assumptions, by negativity. And this is why you almost froze in the night. It's not because of them, it's because of you. Because of your own blindness. And blindness is caused by these assumptions that we have in the mind, that something is lacking, I remember when we went on book distribution, and we come to a place and you almost have nothing, so you have to create everything. You have to find the way to cook, you have to find a way to set up the altar, and like the room maybe stinks. You put incense, and you go around and see is there any shop. Or also, for some time, maybe about a year in London, when my family was in America, I didn't want to spend money on my own rent. So I lived in squats. You know what is a squat? And you have these Eastern European devotees who know all the squats in London, like from Lithuania, these ex-Russian countries. They are very experts. They know how to live in London without money. So I was thinking, well, they are good Sangha for me. I don't want to spend money on my own rent, like 50 or 70 per week, 70 pounds per week. I'm going to save some money and try living in squats. And the squat is free accommodation. So they know how to unlock the squat and put another lock. And then we come into a squat and sometimes it's a mess or nothing is there is no furniture, and then these boys, they just come and bring some things. So I find this in another squat, I find this little table, I find this chair, I find these blankets, I find this and that and that and that. And they bring everything. And then they start bringing food. They say, oh, this vendor gave me, they want to throw it away, but this is still eatable. I mean, most of it is eatable, so there is food, free food. And so many things are there, so you can live in London for free if you know how. And I was thinking, this is very smart. I mean, I'm gonna also follow in their footsteps. So, if we learn to look, like raise our head and look around and see what is there, what God has given us, then we will never be in scarcity of anything. But we have to look. We have to look and we have to believe. Yes, there must be that God has already provided everything, but I just have to find it. I just have to find it. So maybe you will tell me that, okay, money is lacking. Money is lacking. Money is not lacking. There is so much money, believe me. Maybe you want money. How many of you would like to have more money than you have now? Don't be shy. Okay. You're not honest. Okay, maybe you have a lot. So, where is money? Dear devotees, where is money? Money at the moment is not in your pocket. That means that the money is in other people's pockets. So you just have to figure out how this money from other people's pockets can come into your pocket. So you may say, well, I don't want to steal. I'm not telling you to steal. Then what that could mean that maybe you have to sell something and they buy from you. Or you inspire them. Inspire them to give for Krishna or for Food for Life. So there is so much money. This economic crisis is just a manipulation from politicians so that they can make more money. Economic crisis doesn't exist. Don't believe. Don't believe it. If you tell me that anything is lacking in your life, I will show you that this is not true. You say, okay, money, okay, I believe you, money is there, we should sell something, we should bring it into our pockets or into our bank accounts, and I believe you, this is possible, maybe I should sell something, or to make money, maybe you should work. Devotees say, oh, I have no money. But do you do it? Do you work? Well, no, there is an unemployment problem in this country. In every country there is unemployment problem. So how on earth you expect to have money without work? Krishna says even in Bhagavad Gita that you cannot maintain your physical body without work. Some people manage to do it. They live on social welfare for ages. And whole families live on social welfare. So that's the modern situation. Some people work, some people live on social welfare. They are disabled or they find so many reasons. So it's called something for nothing. But the law of the universe, the law of God is you cannot get something for nothing. Maybe for some time, until you spend your good karma, but at the same time you have to work. So one way to get money is to work. Do you know that? Oh, you know, I'm a Brahmana, how can I work? I only do puja in the morning. You know, Krishna sometimes sends me money. I'm a poor Brahmana, have no money. But in the Bhagavatam there is alternatives. If you don't have money as a Brahmana, you can take the occupation of a Kshatriya or Vaishya or Shudra, even if you're a Brahmana, to maintain a living. So Bhagavatam never says don't do anything. So this is a myth of scarcity. Then another thing you may say, okay, money I understand, but there is no love. Nobody loves me. Okay, come to me, we can talk one-to-one and I will show you. I put a poster there for one-to-one sessions. And I will show you how there is so much love in your life from other people, also in your heart, but you don't appreciate it. You don't see it. There is so many people that love you, but you don't see it. You want somebody else to love you, some ideal lover, or ideal girl, or ideal boy, princess, prince on a white horse, or princess on a white horse. You want someone like this, but these other people that love you, their love is not so important to you. Sometimes devotees come to me and say, nobody loves me, and then I say, okay, make me a list who loves you. I just told you, are you stupid? Are you stupid? I just told you nobody loves me. Think. I say, okay, my mom loves me. At least she loved me before. Okay, there is one woman that loves me, but I don't like her. I guess God loves me. Maybe Prabhupada loves me, or my Guru Maharaj loves me. So it's already 5, my God. It's 5 people. So you're so unappreciative. How can we become fully satisfied? We can become... Why would God give you anything more if you don't appreciate what you already have? Why? Would you... If someone... Like when I met a girl in Slovenia, she's 7. And I asked her mother, she's so enthusiastic to chant, what kind of gift should I buy her? And she said she wanted to have her own japa. Okay, we went to the shop, and I was thinking, she is very small, she will choose a small japa, but she wanted big japa for adults and big bag. And we bought it, and she put it like this. And there was Sunday program Kirtan. She went into the temple room with her new japa, put her hand in her big bag, and said in Ljubljana temple there is these pillars. Anuradha knows these pillars. And she sat near the pillar during the Kirtan, and she was so serious in chanting japa. And I said, I have to buy her something else, because she is so serious and appreciative of this gift. So we went and we bought Gaudita deities, or figures, Gaudita figures, like for children, deities for children. And then she was also very, very happy with that. So it's natural when someone is grateful for what he has, that someone will give them more, or the person who gave them something, they want to give them more. So similarly, if you are appreciative for what you have, Krishna will give you more. Krishna will be inclined to give you more. So lack of anything is pure illusion. This doesn't exist. This is just a mental concoction. There is abundance in the universe. And therefore we have all reasons to be satisfied. he satisfied. And satisfied also means grateful. Satisfied means grateful. So this is this word here. In this verse, paritoshitaha, being satisfied in all respects. So devotee is satisfied in all respects. And if anything is lacking that he is not satisfied about, he is lacking Krishna prema, love of Krishna and love of devotees. So the Rasa Muni, he has an ability to fly through space without any vehicle, without any airplane. And many people are impressed, less intelligent people are impressed by mystic powers, but more intelligent people are impressed by the transformation of character. Let's say you have some mystic power, and then so what? You can create some golden dust, or you can walk on water. So what? What's the point? What's the benefit of doing these things? You can fly at the speed of the mind, or you can go from here to there. And just like I attended one session of the Bhakti Shastra course. Yes, the day before yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday. And then we were speaking about that there is an injunction that you should know the material creation. You should know the Lord, but you should also know His creation. And then we spoke about like Sankhya philosophy, Sankhya Yoga, that you understand how the material elements work, what are the material elements. Some people are very analytical, very scientific, they like scientific explanation, they want to understand how this world works, how the matter works, how the body works. So let's say somebody is able to figure out amazing, like phenomenal things about how this world works, or to manipulate matter, and the question is, what's the purpose of it? Okay, you are great in manipulating so many things, but what is the purpose of it? What's the point of being able to understand how this world works and how to manipulate it? The point for a materialistic person is obvious. The point is to enjoy this world to the max. But for a devotee, he sees everything as an opportunity to please the Lord, to give it to the Lord. So as you know, people have a prayer, God give me. The devotees have a prayer, God please accept. God please accept something. So devotees want to give everything to Krishna. So if you love someone, you want to give them a lot, everything, you want to give them everything. So mystic powers are not impressive for devotees. For them, what is impressive? Somebody may be impressed by Durvasa Muni's mystic power, he can fly. But actually we are impressed by Durvasa Muni's change of character. He changed his character like anything in this whole pastime. He transformed completely. He was very, it was also a challenging and painful experience, but he changed completely. And he learned this lesson that we also have to learn, how God's laws work, how God can be pleased, how His laws work. So Vishnu explained to Durvasa Muni that you have to go to Ambarish Maharaj to beg forgiveness. Even I cannot help you. This is how Krishna has set up things, that we cannot offend devotees. We cannot offend His devotees. So the great obstacle to spiritual advancement is offending devotees. So one has to observe how the mind reacts, how the mind criticizes anyone we meet looking for faults and then don't allow the mind to do that, because this is the greatest let's say obstacle. This is the greatest mistake that one can make. And in Madhurya Kadambini it is said that you can lose your spiritual advancement by offenses. You can lose it. So we work so hard to make even little spiritual advancement, and then by offending devotees, we can lose it. So therefore, it's very hard to respect everyone. Every soul is Krishna's part and parcel. To respect everyone, not to judge. If we look at someone, we immediately make judgments. Oh, he's like this, he's like that. He looks strange, his face looks strange. We never know who is who and how many lifetimes they are practicing bhakti yoga. Sometimes people come a little bit later in Krishna consciousness than us, and we think, I'm a senior devotee, I will tell them what to do, I'm better, I'm more advanced. But actually, this person may have practiced bhakti yoga for 10 lifetimes, and you have practiced only for 1 or none lifetime. And somehow, by the arrangement of providence, you have come earlier, but it doesn't mean you are more advanced. Of course, we follow certain etiquette towards seniors, but seniority doesn't guarantee advancement. There are so many old people who are not very wise, not very intelligent, not spiritually advanced, not dedicated to God. The Rasa has learned the lesson of not offending devotees. Can you think of more examples of dangerous situations for offending from the Bhagavatam? Yeah?
I don't know from where it's
Jagai Made? Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, that's from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any from the Bhagavatam? Any other? Daksha. So there is several instances of severe situations with offenses where this Bhagavatam is teaching us to avoid offenses. More very famous example from the 5th canto. Yes. Jadabharata, King Rahugana didn't know who is Jadabharata. He was offending him like anything, and then he realized, oh my God, this person is Paramahamsa. And he accepted him as his guru later. He was speaking so many things, and Jadabharata, he gave a vow of Mauna, and he couldn't tolerate, he broke his Mauna, he couldn't tolerate so much ignorance, and he started to preach to him, and it was very effective. So there is, in the Bhagavatam there is several instances, and this is a warning for us. It's so important to don't allow the mind. Sometimes, you don't do it intentionally, but automatically, like mind is like a fly, wants to criticize everyone and anyone. But we have to dictate to the mind that please stop this nonsense. Appreciate everyone and respect everyone as a part and parcel of God. Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
About this transformation of character, like in the world they have distinct personality, and they have scientific studies about personality. And to me, I'm doubting whether we call it false ego personality. It's more or less the same thing. But one of the points is that personality is up to 60%. It's hereditary. You inherit it. So how do you change such a thing if it's inherited? If it's like part of your genes, how do you change them?
You can change by knowledge and by practice. Prabhupada said about Varna, he said that by training, you can become a Brahmana. Even if one is Shudra. So by training, one can become a Brahmana. We can see, we come from so many backgrounds, and then by learning these principles of Krishna consciousness and the standards, we become clean, we become punctual, we become, devoted, and so many things. And I know a devotee who is head pujari, and I asked him what have you been doing before. He said I was a carpenter. But he's a super Brahmana, one of the most Brahminical devotees I have ever met. So by training, we can change. To me, the most important word in life is the word training, because this is why we are here, if we understand the opportunity we have. Everything else, love is important, okay, but training is the most important thing. We need to get trained. And it doesn't matter if you're 10 years or 30 years or 50 years of Krishna consciousness, we still need training. We need training. What training? From enjoyer to become a servant. To become humble, to become respectful, to become like a good boy. Is that okay? So by knowledge we learn what we need to change, and then we practice. We behave, we practice this behavior, we behave as a devotee, but also internally we try to change. Externally and internally, on both sides we try to change, not only one of them. Yeah?
I have another question. In regard to offenses, like there's so many different standards, of culture, of background. What you do in one situation or one country is offensive, and what here is not offensive, or vice versa. So then we're living together in a very mixed environment. So who and how are we establishing the standard of offenses? How does it work? And that in a way that, because our philosophy is we are one, but we're also different. And, this is a fact, in my perception, put a French and a German together, very difficult. Because we say we are European, but still, French and German is a German. Very different people. Very different culture, very difficult to work together. So how do we, start to come out of that? Where do we start? How do we evolve in that?
If you are French, you are not French. Whatever nationality you are, you meet a person of another nationality, then you speak to him. How can we cooperate despite our differences? And then you see what are the differences due to your background, and then you speak like two mature human beings. Try to negotiate and set some rules. What I recommend for teams is there is rules, how team functions, like management teams or any kind of teams. But how we will communicate. Like if I send you a message and you don't respond for a whole week, I'm anxiety. Maybe you have died. So between two people, let's set some rules how we are going to deal with each other, because we are so different, and it may be very risky to deal with each other. So let's get some rules. So if you will not come to our meeting, please let me know. Please let me know. In our country, people don't show up, it's normal. No, it's not normal. I'm very, very disturbed if you don't let me know that you are not coming to our meeting because I'm counting on this, I have separated time for this, so you're just kidding me. So please let me know. Only if you're dead, it's an excuse. But you can send a message. I'm not coming. I'm half dead. Or I'm sick. Or please help me come here or something. So clear guidelines for anything are very helpful. Clear guidelines. Also, you can have guidelines for your own mind. If you don't give your mind guidelines, it will drag you everywhere. What is accepted, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. To your own mind, guidelines. So one guideline for the mind that we learn from these stories is no offenses to devotees. I don't allow this. And when mind wants to do it, then you say, do you remember the guideline? Oh, well, I have to do it a little bit. No, you can't do that. So differences can be resolved by agreed guidelines. At least that's one practical way to do it. But for Vaishnava offenses, we know they're general for all nations, all over the world. We know what are the offenses: seva, aparat, deity worship aparat, nama aparat, Vaishnava aparat, and acharyas have given details. So we can learn this. But if locally or socially there is certain offenses, of course we should be aware of it, especially if you preach and deal with people, and avoid the things that locally offend people, because this will hamper our preaching. We should be aware, we should be informed. Otherwise we put ourselves in a dangerous situation. If in Muslim countries you say that God has feet, they will kill you. What to speak of lotus feet? Bhaktivinoda Swami was there, and he was, they wanted to kill him when he was preaching, but somehow he escaped. Okay? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
If when we get any better, we'll be moving to this on the If you come across me, yeah.
Because meetings are deeper than but this English is really, really it forces you to listen. You can't, it's limited, but everybody has a chance, and everybody is supposed to listen. Just this basic things.
Right. But yeah, that's a standard of respect. You know, offensive.
Yes. The rules are looked at regulation, and I say sorry, like Anyway, she said one thing, so basically, don't use bhakti to justify abuse. This is what we use. We use bhakti to justify abuse. Basically.
Example?
Example?
Yeah.
Like for example, senior devotee is doing something wrong, and then you say something to him or to somebody else, and they tell you, oh no, this is offensive, you know, and he is abusing so many people, children, or it's offensive to say this Prabhu is abusing children. It's offensive. Are you kidding me? So you know, because he's senior, because he has bhakti, we suppose, we are not supposed to question his dealings. So this is using bhakti to justify abuse.
Yeah, position.
And that's manipulation.
Right.
So if many intelligent people come to our movement, they will not buy into this.
No,
They will say, these people are strange.
Right.
You know, this guy is doing whatever he likes, everybody is blind follower, you know, they're like sheep. I'm not going to join them. So therefore, we have to use intelligence to recognize what is right and what is wrong. And then say something, do something. And if even GBC doesn't want to do anything about it, then we can leave the place or do our own thing. And leave it to Krishna. If Krishna lets wrong things go on for some time, there must be a reason for this.
Sorry? Yeah, Thursday. Anyone wants to come? They start at 2. Yeah, train. I know, I don't like to say it, but I have a whole program, preaching program. No, I go to another place in Flanders. So I don't come back here tomorrow afternoon. If you still see young people that didn't see me, I got my own car. Sorry?
If you don't want to force it. Yeah.
Are you going to enter? I'm going to enter. You're also giving a program in network to me.
Yeah. She couldn't tell me how to get there. I forgot. Last year she gave me some instructions, but I don't know how to get there. She gave me some instructions. She probably wants me to come with the train, so I have to go with the train and the metro.
They should arrange it to pick you up.
Last year I went with the train and with the metro, with the underground, and then they picked me up there. But she needs to tell me what time I should leave from here, which train I should take.
I would, I would take you, but I have other programs in other places. And it's precious. I'm going to cannot just. When is the program tomorrow?
If you're going, can you ask her to let me know how to get there?
What I can do. When is your program tomorrow afternoon?
I don't know.
It's tomorrow.
Probably
It's Sunday feast.
5
In the afternoon.
4 or 5. I don't know what time it starts. I forgot last week.
One thing I can do, I can come back there to Antwerp tomorrow, and then we go back together in Bangkok.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, I think
So I don't have to take the train.
train, and it's
Then also Dina Dale doesn't have to come to pick me up to my law.
exactly. They'll do that. It's the Sunday feast in Antwerp.
I don't know what time it starts.
I'll check it out. I'll let you know.
I have to move to my room, so I have to go now. Whatever you arrange, you can tell me. So you say about 30 minutes?
She will come and pick us up.
We can go by train.
She will pick us up and she will come. So it's very good.
Yeah. Do I need money? Do money? Huh?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Sorry.
I can feel that you It's a good time for traveling. It's a really very changing cars. You go to beach in Luxembourg? Many devotees live here. There are how many devotees who live here in the program. Nice. It's quite big group. It's in Frankfurt. Yeah. So we will decide as much as it's going to be. So, yeah. Because I was only 4 hours and sounds nice. I can't be my devotees to be able to be there. It's a lot in the house, and then kids are there. Maybe the work that's on the beach. If they have once in a while program, then they do this program. Yeah, growing. It should be very good. If energy and music and more and communication, it's very much. Yeah, for sure. Everything is a picture. Yeah, yes. Here the devotees are there. Everything that care about everyone to know each other. Very nice. Very nice. Have a good day. Thank you. How was your first time? I cannot see. It's cold in the room? No. It's good. It was cold, but it was too much. It was very many samskara. No. And then morning, my mom wake up. I opened the eyes, but my body didn't move. I was totally finished. Then my stomach. I finished